What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I am your man behind the mic, Matt, the Misfit. And today, we're going to go over Stardom's Sunshine PPV event that took place earlier this morning. Really fantastic show. They usually don't miss sometimes. If you're the Cinderella tournament, yeah, you miss. But I'm here to talk about the show. But I want to know what you guys think. Hit the comment section down below on the YouTube, youtube.com/@Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Follow the social medias @Misfit Podcast TV on Twitter, Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram, and the other audio outlets: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google, Stitcher, Audible, and Pandora. There's probably more that I'm missing. Oh well. But yeah, this show was actually pretty good. We had it probably one of the best stories I've ever seen be told in women's wrestling in many, many years. The between Oedo Tai and Queen's Quest, mainly between Queen's Quest, the whole inner turmoil that was going on here. And we've seen Saki Kashima, the current high-speed champion, be kicked out of Oedo Tai per the rules of the match, which was the loser leaves the unit that they're in. We also see new Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champions be crowned, which I did call. I got one prediction. I got one or two. I got a few things right. I got the main event wrong, and I got the. Me looking at this card here. I got the two pre-show matches right. I got Syuri right. I got the I didn't get the Maika match right, unfortunately, but I got the match with Mina, Shirakawa right, and I got the DDM match right. So I think I did pretty good for myself here. But let's go over it here. We have the pre-show open up. Momokogo, Hinan and Saida defeated Sakura, Aya, Yuna, Mina, Mizori, and Waka Takam. I can't even pronounce her name, so screw it. Miss Waka herself, who is basically loses quite a bit, even though she won a few matches since winning that one match. But it was a pretty fun match. All right. I always figured Momokogo, Hanan, and Saida were going to get the win here. There was no reason for them not to. But it was all right match. Nothing too big happened on that show. But in that match to warm me talk about it very much more. I still don't know what a passion injection match is, but Nanane Takahashi defeated Hanako, as she should. I mean, I kind of seen that coming. She just hits very hard. Every time I watch her matches, she is gonna murder you. It seems like it's pretty fun to watch. But I thought the match was pretty fine. Again, nothing too big happened on this match. It's it's just seeing Hanako get her little sunshine in here. Pun maybe or might not have been intended. Match went 12 minutes. Also, the other match only went 7:13. But that's how that went here. It was all right. Nothing too big happened on there. We opened the main card, which I'm assuming it was still on the regular YouTube version. Syuri defeated Xena in 8 minutes. Obviously, but Xena, she showed her stuff here. She was doing pretty good. But Syuri, you can't go against Syuri. I mean, Syuri was going to murder this poor woman. That's exactly what she did for most of the match. But also, most of the match was also being dominated, or the other half of the match, rather, was being dominated by Xena. But, Syuri got the win here. I don't know. I don't think it was by pinfall, but It might have been, who knows? But Syuri, one of the best out there. She won. There's a reason why she won. She was labeled #1 women's wrestler of 2022, and rightfully so. So, yeah. We got the first of many matches. Actually, the rest of the card was tag matches here. We had male tier, Tam Nakano, the current World of Stardom and Wonder of Stardom champion, the double champion. She teamed with Natsupoi and KAIRI. They defeated the team of Maika, Suzuki, and Seira. Syuri. What do you want to call her? This one I got wrong here, but it was a very, very good match. I enjoyed the hell out of this match. This may have been my second favorite match of the night. Probably we already know what my favorite match of the night is. That would be the main event, but this was my second favorite match of the night. This is Suzuki. I cannot wait for us to find out some stuff. That should be a lot of fun. We also found out I believe the brackets revealed for not the brackets, but the blocks. Oh no, we did find out some type of bracket here, but I'll go over the 5-star Grand Prix stuff after this match here. Yeah, like I said, this is a great match here. I cannot wait for the singles match between Tam and Suzuki. That'd be pretty good. I can't wait for a singles match between Maika and KAIRI. Natsupoi gets the W on here by pitting May. Yeah, this was pretty fun here. I saw my predictions. I did predict Maika and her group to win here, but that obviously didn't happen. But she didn't take the pinfall, which is great. Again, I still think she's in the B block, as they call it, as New Japan would call it, the Blue Stars, as they're labeled it. It's technically basically the blue block, and to me, it's her block to win. But I'll go over who's in what block and who is facing who in some of the matches here in just a little bit. Actually, you're right about now, but yeah, Melter and KAIRI get the win here. KAIRI looks like she's full cosmic angel, so who knows that? But I do think maybe not at Midsummer Champions, but the one after that, and I don't remember which show that is. That's coming up after Midsummer Champion, because after that we found out that it's going to be that Mariah came out after the match, and she's challenging Tam Nakano at Midsummer Champion for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. She decided not to go for both of them, and she beat the crap out of Tam and said some things, basically saying, "I'm coming for your title. I'm going to win the title." So. Well, this was not after this match. This happened after the next match. I jumped ahead. I apologize. But before that, let's talk about what happened with the 5-star. We found out who is in what block here. And we got red stars and blue stars. Basically, you're a, block B thing like the G1 here. For the red stars, we have Ami Soueri. Love me some of that. Natsuko Toro, Hazuki, Natsupoi, Starlight Kid, Suzuki, Syuri, Saya Kamitani, Mayu Iwatani, and Tam Nakano. They're in Block A. In Block B, Utami Hayashishita, who had an incredible story being told on the show here. Hanan, Mariah May, who her and Hanan, I think, won some type of match to get into this tournament here. Giulia, who we'll talk about Giulia a little bit. She had quite the post-match stuff to talk about here. Azumi, Mina, Shirakawa, Mirai. I always call her Mariah, knowing her name's Mirai. I don't know. Anyways, Momomo Watanabe, Sori Aniono, and Maika, who is my pick to win the entire thing. So we find out who is facing what in the first few matches here. So on Block A, we're gonna have Ami Soueri taking on Natsupoi. Natsupoi is going to take on Starlight Kid. Syuri versus Suzuki should be fucking awesome. That's going to be very good. Faction member stars of stars, Mayu Iwatani and Hazuki will be taking. That should be pretty good. Tam Nakano and Kamitani, which is hilarious now. Now that Tam is currently the Wonder Stardom champion. And on the blue block, we have Maika versus Hanan. Maika's going to kick her ass. AZM, who is one of my favorite wrestlers in the world right now, taking on Mariah May, which, again, realistically, AZM should be probably be one of the top contenders to get to the final round, or the finals. Mirai taking on the Black Peach Momo Watanabe, who apparently cut her hair tonight, and I don't know how I feel about it. I'm so used to her with longer hair. I don't know why. Anyways, Utami Hayashishita, who's one of the greatest performers in the world, take on Mina, Shirakawa, and Giulia taking on Soriano. So, Soriano, sorry, and Giulia. Let's talk about. Well, we'll talk about Giulia in just a little bit. But those are the blocks for each block here. The opening night will start on July 23rd. And that's when the 5-star Grand Prix is starting. I want you guys to tell me in the comments, if you're listening to this show, who do you think is going to win the 5-star Grand Prix? I've already told you who I think should win it. It should be Mike, and I'm going through this list of the blue block. I mean, as much as I love Utami and Giulia and Mina and AZM and Momo, to me it feels like it's Maika's block to win. She absolutely deserves it. It's her time to win. So, yeah. Next up, we have the Goddess of Stardom tag team titles are on the line. The new era is Mariah. I did it again. Mirai. And Ami Soueri defended their titles against Mina, Shirakawa, and Mariah May. And we got new tag team champions. I called this in the predictions here. I'm like, Mirai is going after the Wonder Stardom championship, so she doesn't need another title. And love me some Amy. She is a beautiful specimen, and she is incredible. But I agree with Scott Edwards, and I was talking to him, and he was going, tweeting about it, and I agree with him. Mirai and Amy did not mesh well together as a tag team, and Mirai is going on to hopefully, I'm assuming, win the Wonder Stardom title from Tam. This match is alright. Nothing too big happened here. Mina, I believe, got the pin here on Amy to win the Goddess of Stardom tag title. So now Mina Shirakawa is I believe, if I'm standing to be correct here, she is somewhat of a, she's not really a Grand Slam champion yet, but she's now held the Future Stardom Championship, the Goddess of Stardom titles, which she currently has, the Artist of Stardom title, which she had with Tam Nakano and Unagi, and the Wonder of Stardom Championship, which she only held for what, how many days was it? 34 days, and then they just took the title off her. I still cannot believe they did that, but that's for another discussion here. But after the match, and I jumped ahead earlier, that was the whole thing with Tam coming out there and then Mirai knocking the hell out of her and whatnot, and basically saying, I'm gonna take your title and whatnot. So that's how that happened there. Then for 4 hours straight, we had to wait for the skates to be set up. I'm joking, obviously, because when we had the Artists of Stardom tag team titles, or trios titles, rather, on the line, Giulia, Tekla, and Mai Sakurai defeated the team of the IWGP Women's Champion Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, and Kokoma. For Mayu Iwatani, again, the story of this match was Mayu did not want to do the steel cage. She hates steel cage matches, and she didn't want to do that. She was basically forced into doing this match by the lovely Hazuki and Kokoma. This, as much as I love Hazuki and Kokoma is great, poor Mayu, like I said, just forced into, like, they forced her to sign the contract. They forced her to go to the venue. They even carried her out to the ring, and I thought this was kind of hilarious. And the funny thing about this match is, so the match starts. Well, first of all, here comes Giulia and all of her glory, like the boss that she is. She comes out there with Tekla and Mai Sakurai, and woo, we got a drink here. But as soon as the bell rings, freaking Mayu is like, nope, I'm getting the hell up out of here. She tried to jolt her way out of the match very quickly. That didn't last very long. Tekla was the first one to get. He was like, nah, screw this, I'm out of here. She was gone. Mai Sakurai eventually ended up escaping the cage. Hazuki, Kokoma left too, and Hazuki, because Hazuki, this is one of the reasons I love this woman. So she has Giulia set up for the senton that she does off the top rope. She goes instead to the top of the cage, hits the diving senton that she does, and then gets up and immediately nonchalantly just leaves the cage. Oh my god, I love this. I love her so much. She is. I love her. When she would then leave, Giulia and Mayu Iwatani, and poor Mayu, gets her ass kicked most of the rest of the match here, which would allow Giulia to leave the cage and retain the Artists of Stardom tag titles. And after that, Mayu did not want anything to do for the titles here, and she left. Giulia got on the microphone and talked. She did a lot of talking here. Basically, she challenged. So basically, what she said is, New Japan Strong has a show. I want to challenge myself. I want to go overseas. So here I declare, New Japan. I bring Giulia to do the Strong show, and she basically called out Willow Nightingale for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, which is probably going to happen at the independent show that's coming up. So here's what HD subs, shout out to them. They do a great job at doing all this stuff. He says, I'm going to challenge for the New Japan Strong Women's title. Who's the champion right now? Something Gale. She belongs to AEW, right? I heard she's challenging Toni Storm in the upcoming AEW title match, but it's the New Japan belt, right? She also says, I'm gonna kick down the Forbidden Door, and I tweeted out that Giulia, being the one to walk through the Forbidden Door from Stardom into AEW, is way more important than if Kairi or Mercedes Moné did it, because Mercedes and Kairi are not bound to a contract to Stardom. They would not really be the Forbidden Door, as people called it. The Forbidden Door is a term only used for a person from one promotion walks into another promotion. And Giulia, who is one of their biggest stars, walking into AEW would be opening the Forbidden Door. And by the sounds of it, we may have some type of appearance, maybe, from Giulia on tonight's Forbidden Door show. probably via video, challenging Willow Nightingale somehow. I don't know. Who knows? For all I know, she may have gotten a secret play to get to Toronto. Who knows? So, but yeah, that's what's happened. I thought this, by the way, was my third favorite match of the night. Title match here. Like I said, Giulia's fantastic. Thekla is great. I was watching the live stream that they did, where Thekla was basically reading off the English questions I was being asked, which was pretty funny. Mayu Iwatani is the GOAT of Stardom. Hazuki, love me Hazuki. And Kokoma is just a lovable bear. So there's that. Main event time. Loser leaves the unit steel cage match. Weapons and all involved. Queen's Quest. All members of Queen's Quest taking all members of Oedo Tai. This match was all over the place, but I loved every second of it. The story going into this match was the inner turmoil that was being caused mainly between Utami Hayashishita, the leader of the leader of Queen's Quest, the current leader of Queen's Quest, and Saya Kamitani. Like I said, these two are having an inner turmoil here. Azabi seems like she was over it. Like she's considered to be the second in command, which she proved that she was at the end of the show by what she did. Boy, this match was all over the place here. This match started first by Kevin's God. She's like doesn't bring the body part of it. Lady C stays in there through most of the match here. Hina eliminates herself as well. Saya Kamitani does the exact same. And Azumi is a crazy MF for it, but I love her for it. She does. Oh my god, what did she do? She did her coup de grace foot stomp, double foot stomp thing. Not for the top rope. No. I feel like she wants to break her leg. I hope not. But she did it from the top of the cage. She is crazy, but I love her for it. She is this is the reason why she's one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. That was crazy. Then the Starlight Kid, who is my other favorite women's wrestler on the planet right now, she said, you know what, I'm going to do a moonsault from the top of the cage. And that's exactly what she did. And I thought she hurt herself. She did not. First of all, I thought she was going to dive from the outside, dive from the cage to the outside. Thank God that didn't happen. But I was like, when I saw Hazuki and Momo Kogo dive from the top of the cage during the last match, or not during the last match, was it? No, for the last match. I was like, I'm scared to find out what Azumi and Starlight Kid's gonna do, because they are considered. Let me pause this here. They are considered two of the most craziest high flyers in wrestling right now, and I love it. But the main story of this match is mostly focused on Utami, who near the end of the match was left with Saki Kashima and Natsuko, because Ruka and Rina was already gone here. Rina, by the way, left the cage first. I just want to point that out here. But Saki Kashima is sort of, for the remainder of the match late, I don't know if she was selling an injury or if she was legit hurt, but she was mostly in one side of the corner for the remainder of the match here. And so both Natsuko and Utami was trying to escape the cage at the same time. Natsuko somehow, I don't know where Natsuko was able to grab the steel pipe. By the way, speaking of weapons, right? Like, I don't ever want to be hit by Momo Watanabe or Natsuko, because I feel like they actually genuinely hit you with those bats and pipes, because they hit Utami and it sounded and looked disgusting. Anyway, but again, I don't know where Natsuko found the pipe that she had. She smacked the ever-living hell out of Utami with it, And Utami then is busted open like the boss that she is. And she's getting ready. Natsuko gets eliminates herself here, so she's out of the match. Well, she's out of the match now. And Utami's trying to escape here, and you see Momo and Saya climb the cage. Saya has a choice because Momo hands her the bat, and she's looking at the bat. I'm like, is she gonna cost Queen's Quest the victory and their leader? Nope. She smacks Momo. Momo falls to the floor, and in a beautiful storytelling moment, Saya offers the hand to Utami, pulls her up, and they both escape the cage together. And I thought, first of all, she's like, oh, is she gonna still just push her off anyway? That would be funny, but that's not what happened there. And Queen's Quest ends up winning the match, leaving Saki Kashima all alone in the ring, meaning she was no longer a part of Oedo Tai. Then, Natsuko Tori, who's not very happy about this whole situation, gets into the cage. Oedo Tai starts beating every living hell out of Saki Kashima, and then out of nowhere, just something I never thought I'd see, was Queen's Quest coming to the aid of Saki Kashima, fending off Oedo Tai, and Azumi, being the second command that she is, offers to help Saki. Saki doesn't really say anything. She goes out and leaves, and then we get this beautiful moment between Queen's Quest and Utami apologizes for all the turmoil that she's caused, and they both have this amazing group hug together. And it was a beautiful storytelling moment, and now Queen's Quest is part of probably. There's a reason why Queen's Quest is my second favorite faction outside of Oedo Tai, in Stardom rather. And yeah, this match was absolutely incredible. Storytelling wise, this was great. Chaos wise, this was not the factions chaos, but in general. And yeah, that's how this show went off the air. Actually, the show actually went off the air with what the hell is her name? Saki Kashima crying her eyes out because Oedo Tai didn't bother to help her at all. But yeah, that was Stardom's Sunshine event. Really good show, fantastic main event, 2 really good steel cage matches. Seeing Giulia probably going to go through the Forbidden Door, as she's calling it. Maika still looking strong, heading into her possible win of the 5-star Grand Prix, the 5-star Grand Prix being announced. Midsummer Champions going to be happening on July 2nd. That show looking to be stacked already. We have the 6-woman tag team match. Hazuki, Saida, and Sakura Aya will be taking on Suzuki, Seira, and Hanako. Syuri and Ami Soueri will take on Mina, Shirakawa, and Mariah, which that will probably end up being a Goddess of Stardom tag title match. Nana Takahashi will take on Starlight Kid. Natsupoi will take on Aniano Saki Kashima, which this is kind of more fitting now, given that Saki is now out of Oedo Tai. She'll be defending the high-speed title against Fukujin Death. So that just fits into the whole thing with what happened at Sunshine, which that makes sense. And then the main event of that match, Tam Nakano would defend the Wonder Stardom title against Mirai. But yeah, that was Stardom's Sunshine event. I enjoyed the show. I know it kind of sucks that I have to wait and get sleep in order to actually review the show, because I was not going to stay up after the show to review it, because, I do need sleep. But yeah. But anyways, I will see you guys back here later tonight for AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. Very excited to watch this show. This card is stacked. We're going to go run through that card real quickly. The actual card, not the predictions. The predictions for that show last night on the collision review. But we have the 0 hour match, 0 hour show. Billy Starks, Athena, Owen Hart, Cup match. For the women, LIJs, Shingo Takagi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Bushi will take on United Empire's Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher, and TJP. El Phantasmo will take on Stu Grayson. Mogul Embassies, Swerve Strickland and Gates of Agony will take on El Desperado and Roppongi Vice. The main card will open with the AEW World Title match, MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. CM Punk versus Kojima in the men's Owen Hart Cup. IWGP Women's IWGP World Title match. Sonata defends against Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Kenny Omega will defend the IWGP U.S. title against Will Ospreay. Orange Cassidy defends the international title against Katsuyori Shibata. Zack Sabre Jr. and Daniel Garcia. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki will take on Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito. Blackpool Combat Club. John Moxley, Will Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, Konosuke Takeshita, and Shota Umino will take on the Elites, Hangman Page, Dick Jackson, and Matt Jackson with Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii. Toyo Storm will defend the AEW Women's title against Willow Nightingale, and Adam Cole will take on Tom Lawler. Filthy Tom Lawler. Stacked card, stacked show. I'm very excited for tonight. What a weekend it is for wrestling. Next week we got Money in the Bank, and I believe Money in the Bank. I'll try to figure out. I may do Flashing Summer Bid Champions. I'll let you guys know about that. I might actually review that show, just for the fact that I want to see how Saki is as a babyface now, because it's gonna be very, very interesting. Because I remember her. I do remember her run as a babyface at Stars, but I'm more used to her as the heel, in the chicken shit heel in a way to type. But we'll see. I'm Matt. This will be the Best Wrestling Podcast. Until then, I will see you guys for the Forbidden Door review. Until then, we're out.